Welcome to Hi, It's Me. Same jeans, different scenes. Welcome to my podcast studio, aka Lily's room, aka the craft room. What do you think?
I think it's pretty crafty. It's still very Lily-ish. Lots of Lily's things in still here, but it's functional. It's going to do the job.
Yeah, she might kick us out when she gets back though. That's any trouble.
She can't do that. She'll have to join. That'll be the price she pays for using the room again. She has to join in a podcast.
Yeah. What's the deal with the podcast then? What do you think? What are we doing this for?
I don't know. Are we going red? Slightly.
We're going red.
Slightly. We hate talking.
Yeah,
We're both going red.
I know. We're doing a podcast where you have to talk, and we hate talking. Bonkers.
Bonkers, but brave.
Fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the idea behind the podcast then? Why did we do it? Why did you talk me into doing a podcast?
Yeah, I had forgotten why I suggested we do it, and then I remembered, and I watched a programme, and it was about two sisters that did a podcast, and I thought, we could do that. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do a podcast.
Yeah. But that wasn't how it initially happened though. You sent me a text message saying we should do a podcast. And I was a bit like, oh, another one of these faddy things that I jump on, decide to do, put my all into. And then I watched a programme and sent you a text message that said, I know why you want to do a podcast.
Yeah, and at that point I had forgotten why, and I was like, why?
And I sent you a little screenshot of what I was currently watching.
Yeah.
Sisters doing a podcast.
Sisters doing a podcast, and here we are.
Yeah, here we are. In my merch.
All about the merch.
Yeah.
I know. It was like very faffy this morning, and I had it ready to go, and then I just forgot.
I know. A little bit of backstory to the merch. Again, I go all into everything immediately. And I've got us hoodies. We've got our Hi It's Me podcast hoodies.
Yeah. Although yours has got toothpaste down it already.
Well, yeah.
Which is classic you. Wear a clean top. Get something down it. More in detail of that on another podcast.
Yeah.
About how Lindsay can't wear a white top.
Generally can't wear anything because this is a black hoodie with white toothpaste on it. But yeah, we're going to make our fame and fortune with a podcast.
I'm not sure, but I think it'll be fun if we get some freebies. Maybe.
Kim wants the freebies.
Maybe a couple of freebies,
All the freebies.
We'll see, but it'll be us spending time together.
I'm just happy with somebody that's listening, that's not mum.
Yes.
Or our best friends that we're telling to please listen to our podcast because it's really good fun.
For people to listen, find it mildly entertaining, and send them on their merry way, whatever they're doing in the day.
Yeah.
So I suppose we should introduce ourselves, really.
Yeah.
So I'm Kim.
And I'm Lindsay.
And we're here to bring you our podcast about everything which makes us and our friends, family and special guests the same but wonderfully different.
We hope you love listening to our stories and insights into our experiences from how we viewed growing up to the direction our life has taken us in adulthood. So, what have you been up to this week? How's it all been?
It's been a really good week, but also a bit gross. So, I bought Nyla the muzzle.
Yes.
So she's been like scavenging ahoy over the last few months. So I bought this soft muzzle for her to wear. So it basically stopped her eating all the shit. And she's basically clocked on to the fact that if she sees some food on the floor, she can smush her face into it. 'Cause it's like a mesh one.
Yeah.
She can smush her face into it, and then she can lick the food off the mesh.
Off the shmush.
So super, super gross. Oh. But the worst, she's done that a lot recently. Chips, bread, chocolate, muffin. But the worst bit is that some people still actually come and say hello to her, even though she's wearing the muzzle.
And she's got smush on her face.
Gross. So she'll go up to them and she'll wipe her mushy muzzle. God. Oh. And a woman put her hand out the other day, and I know, and I wanted to say, "Oh no," but then it was too late, and I felt awful. So So my dog is disgusting.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a bit of a dick.
Yes.
So
Well, we both have dogs that are dicks, don't we, really? They both have their own, like, special ways of being idiots. So
exactly.
you have a rescue.
Yes, I do.
Yes. So give us a little bit of insight into her.
So
What's her story?
Nyla is, who knows how old she is, anywhere between 8 and 10. A rescue from Gran Canaria, who's actually amazing. She's got the
She is
lovely,
lovely.
she's
She
got
is
the
lovely.
friendliest temperament. A bit too over friendly for my liking, because it means that she wants to say hello to everybody.
And you don't like talking to people.
And I don't like talking to people a lot, which is again ironic for a podcast, although
Yeah.
I'm only talking to you technically.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's got her quirks, but she's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's very cute. And
Yeah.
I have 2 Cavaliers, not rescues, purebred Cavaliers who are just bonkers. Bonkers.
Purebred
Purebred
bonkers.
bonkers. Absolutely. Yeah. They're lovely, but they are, they are both complete dicks as well.
In their own special way.
In their own special
in a
way.
very, very
Yes.
special way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So weren't you getting a tattoo done the other day?
Yes. Yeah, I got that done on Thursday.
Yeah. How was that?
I got it was really good. It was I got a fern.
Yes.
I got a fern leaf.
Yes.
And got it done in Wallingford, which is amazing, but also
Dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it's like round the corner.
Yeah.
It's too handy.
And you can go and get a tattoo
and I can
done
go and get a
whenever
tattoo
you
done
want.
whenever I want. So
Yeah.
she is amazing. She's so lovely.
Yeah.
And it was just perfect. Yeah, just what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's at the itchy stage.
Yeah.
So it's fine line. So it's
Yes.
healing really nicely. But
Yes.
today I was like, this is
Oh,
so
yeah.
scratchy.
Yeah. So I had a tattoo done with the same lady
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2
probably.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. The itchy stage was like slapping, like, because they say you pat it, don't you?
Yeah.
They say obviously don't itch.
You don't
pat.
scratch it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Slapping it.
I was slapping it really hard. I was at work, went into the toilet, and I was like slapping my leg really hard because it was really itchy. And now it's just crusty and it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe like by tomorrow it might be over the itchy
Yeah.
slappy stage.
Yeah.
But we're obviously quite into our tattoos,
We are.
aren't we, both of us?
We have got very similar tattoos, haven't we?
Yeah.
Similar but different tattoos.
Yeah. So some of them are like identical
Yes.
ones.
Yeah, we've got 2 identical ones, haven't we?
2 identical.
Yeah.
One same theme, same size, with
Yes.
slight variations,
Yes.
which are actually our proper sister
Yes,
tattoos.
they are our proper sister tattoos. So
aren't
they are Russian dolls.
Yeah.
And mine is supposed to look like Kim.
Yeah.
So it has curly hair, green eyes.
And mine
Yes.
is got straight brown hair and blue eyes.
Yeah. But they're both very different. So Kim's is black and white, which is her thing. She doesn't really do colour.
Yeah.
And mine has colour. So the designs are our own thing.
Yeah.
But they look like ours.
They're like twinny
sister.
twinny
So
sister tattoos.
same but different.
Same but different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so the one that I just recently had was a lovely lady with a strawberry on her head, and you have a lovely lady with a mushroom on her head. So again, they're very similar.
Yeah.
But
slightly
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is how we like to think of ourselves.
Yeah.
The same but different.
Yeah. And we're always looking for new ones, aren't we?
We are always looking for new
always.
ones. Yeah.
I mean, anybody out there who's listening,
Yeah.
who's got a tattoo,
Yeah.
and will mostly know that you're always looking for that next tattoo because they are so addictive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like either you've got a space to fill,
Yeah.
or you've got something that you're just like, I've got to get this as a tattoo.
Yeah. I didn't say to you, I was at the doctor's the other day, and she said to me, "Oh, I really love your tattoo on your leg." I was like, "Oh, thank you, it's quite new." And she said, what was the idea behind it? I said, "Well, I was just copying my sister because she's got one that looks a bit the same, but it's got a mushroom on its head, and I don't like mushrooms, so I had a strawberry on."
I mean, I don't like much.
No, I know you don't.
But yeah. I sometimes find that a little bit annoying when people ask that, because
Why did you think of getting that tattoo?
Yeah, because sometimes there is a meaning behind it, and other times for me, I'm just like, I've got a bird with a lady's face. Doesn't mean anything. I
Yeah.
just like the look of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm just like, It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brenda.
Well,
I just liked it.
my first tattoo was some bats on my belly. And when people say to me, "Why did you get that done?" I said,
It was
because
Halloween.
No,
I know.
it's because it was the cheapest one there was.
Yeah.
And I was like
Yeah.
18 and I
Give me
wanted to
that
get a
one.
tattoo and I was like, which is the cheapest? Those two bats.
Yeah.
Which now look like just two big thick lines on my belly. But it's fine. I don't.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not like ashamed of any of my tattoos. I love them all.
Yeah.
They might look a bit cruddy now, but they all have a story.
I think that is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Everyone has also got at least one shitty tattoo.
Yeah.
That they're like, and some people will be like immediately, or like, I'm
Cover
going to
it.
laser over it. I'm going to cover over it. But I'm like, no, that was my shitty tattoo stage.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
think it's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Basically,
I agree.
as you get more and more tattoos, I think most people will find a style that they like, or they'll find an artist that they like, and then they'll hopefully get better ones.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
I mean, also you choose where you get your tattoos done. Because do you remember that one that I got on my foot? And it was one that you paid for.
Oh, yeah.
And it was somebody quite early on in their tattooing career. So it was like in a living room, which is fine.
Yeah.
On a massage bed, also fine. But her dog jumped up like halfway through the tattoo, which luckily didn't end in, I don't know, me getting
a trip to
A&E. But it's like, it's a bit of a funny story.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't get,
you didn't get
any blood-borne diseases from it, so
no. And actually I have one on my foot by the same lady, which again I love it. It is one of those tattoos that people are a bit like, what is that? And Lily picked it. It's a fairy sat on a rock. It does look like a fairy sat on a rock. You'd have to look quite closely now to see that it's a fairy sat on a rock, but I don't regret any of them.
There's a story behind it.
Exactly. Talking about stories, we have a story behind the podcast and its name. So we have a story behind the inception of the podcast and why Kim wanted to do a podcast. But we also have a story behind the name. Hi, it's me. Which we think is hilarious and we love to tell people about it. I'm not sure everybody else thinks it's quite so hilarious.
Yeah.
Piers, my husband, thinks it's rubbish and just doesn't think it's funny at all.
Yeah.
But we think it's funny.
Yeah.
The story behind the podcast.
And it makes us laugh.
Us laugh hysterically.
I mean, it's a long, long time ago now. I'm talking like probably about 10 years.
Yeah.
At least 10 years. And on the phone, we, and actually our mum, sound very similar. So there's always a bit of a danger or a risk that, I could ring somebody at someone's house. Yeah. And,
they won't know who it is.
You won't know who it is.
Dad particularly doesn't really know who it is on the phone often.
No,
does he?
even when the caller ID comes up, he will often get confused about who's ringing.
Who is this? I've had a conversation with him for about 10 minutes and he's realised only when I've mentioned a child's name that he's gone, oh, it's not Kim, it's you. Yes.
So Lindsay and I had rung each other. One of us had rung the other one. I can't remember who it was now. And we basically said, hi, it's me. And the other one also said, hi, it's me. And we both got very confused because it sounded like we were an echo.
Well, the reason why it was more confusing for me is that I had phoned my parents' house. Kim had answered the phone.
Yes.
And I obviously wasn't expecting Kim to answer the phone. So when she said, hello, and I said, hi, it's me, and she said, hi, it's me, I freaked out slightly.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know where I had phoned.
Yeah.
And we sort of carried on like that for a little bit of a time, just saying, yeah, but it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took longer than it needed and than it should have done to realise what was happening.
Yeah.
But
very easily confused, I think, maybe is the is the theme.
Similar
as well.
sounding, easily confused.
Yes.
That's essentially us.
Yeah. I have been in the pub numerous times and had people say to me, oh God, you must be Kim's sister. Yeah. Oh, you sound exactly the same. Do we? Yeah, you sound exactly the same. I don't think we sound the same.
No, I don't
Other
think
than
we
the
do
fact
either.
of when we were on the phone.
I don't think we do.
No.
And actually, when we've done a couple of tests on here, and I don't think we sound the same.
No.
So again, anybody listening, let us know.
Yeah, do we sound
Let
the
us know in
same?
the comments. Do we sound the same?
Or are we just actually built this podcast on
On a lie.
where we don't sound the same at all?
In fairness to us, we may have sounded similar, and as we've got older, our
That is
voices have
true.
changed. That could.
So do we need to find some ancient recordings of where we were when we were younger? Not young, like children, but like when we were younger.
Yeah.
And we sound.
Would we even have any?
No. We're old, so when we were.
The only thing we grew up in the like 80s and 90s, so we don't have any. We didn't have mobile phones.
No.
We didn't have like VHS recorder,
No.
camcorder things. But you, when the kids were young, you did have a.
Oh yes, I have.
something.
I've got video. Well, they're like those mini DVD things now.
You should dig one.
We've got one.
Dig some of those out and
Yeah.
see if because a lot of them are like Christmas and birthdays, so we might be on there.
Yeah, we've got a couple from when Lily was born. Well, we haven't got anything from Alfie was born, obviously, because he was the second child, so there's literally nothing.
Sorry, Alfie.
And even less from Nelly, probably. But yes, there are some little DVDs, definitely, that you are in and I are in, and we're talking. So yeah, maybe we should have a little dig of those. And
yeah, it's a shame we weren't. I mean, I think we used to do plays, but I don't think anyone used to record them.
We did used to do plays.
And we didn't used to do any. We didn't like. You know, when you had like a tape deck and you'd have two where we'd record like the top 40.
Yes.
And you'd be like, yee.
Yeah, pressing.
I don't think we ever used to record ourselves doing anything. Like voices, like singing.
We wouldn't have had a microphone though, would we?
No, maybe not.
No.
Wouldn't those ghetto blastery things have had a microphone in them?
Yeah, maybe. But who would have kept... Mum wouldn't have kept the tapes. You've got tapes of hers that are quite personal tapes that she was...
I know.
Didn't even want when she was moving out.
Yeah, that's true. I
You've now
have.
got.
Yeah, that
She
she
wouldn't
forgot.
have kept anything from when we
No.
were little. No.
Or would you, Mum? Mum, if you're listening,
Yeah.
have you got any recordings of us?
Yeah. She's going to be like, no, not at all.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's the story behind
Yes.
the podcast name, is that
Yes.
we once had a very confusing call where we thought we were
Same
each other.
person. We didn't. We basically just didn't know.
We
who it
thought we
was.
were the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we thought we were like talking down the phone and it was echoing back at ourselves.
Yeah.
Each of us.
Again, hilariously funny to us.
And at the
when
time,
we recall it,
probably couldn't even talk or explain to anybody why we were laughing.
No. Yeah. I don't think so. I couldn't even remember why I was phoning up after that. I don't think.
No.
Probably not.
No.
But if anybody is listening and they have funny sibling stories that they would like us to read out, we can do it anonymously, of course. If you do have a funny sibling story, then let us know, because we're always looking to, read out any
highlight
funny
sibling loveliness.
Funny stories that siblings have got. We have found a couple of very funny, well, I say very funny, humorous stories from the internet. These are just random sources. Don't know where they've come from. If we do know where they're from, we can credit them, but we don't. So this person said, I convinced my younger sister she had a twin potato when she was born and it died.
Oh my God.
She was 4 and I was 9. She still brings it up sometimes.
That's traumatising, isn't it? A twin potato.
Who thinks they would have a twin potato?
Yeah, but when you're 4...
Yeah,
that's like that's probably
very traumatizing.
Very traumatizing. Yeah. That's definitely one for the therapist, isn't it? Yeah.
But could you imagine though being like an adult and going to the therapist and saying my twin potato died, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you
pretty sure that's not biologically possible."
Yeah, you're in the right place though. If you're 20 years old and you think you've got a twin potato that died.
Yeah.
You missed a trick there.
Why?
They missed a trick there, because I would have said, It did die, but then we made it into mashed potato.
Oh,
So you ate your twin.
So you had a twin and it died and you ate it. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this next one, when I was about 12, I discovered that using kebab skewers and thick elastic bands, you can launch those motherfuckers like a bow and arrow. Oh gosh. After a solid hour of shooting holes in my mattress, I moved on to a moving target, my sister. That skewer went 2 inches into her leg, and I had to give her all my gel pens to keep her quiet. Oh my! Do you know what? That's just reminded me of a story where one story when you hit me around the head with the yellow pages.
I think you were being really annoying though.
Maybe. And
Yeah.
another
I
one
think I did it hard.
where I was in the bath and you said I could drown you if I wanted to.
True stories though. I could have drowned
And
you
technically you
had I
could.
wanted to.
But
Nothing
you chose
I
not
chose
to.
not to.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, if I wanted to drown you, I could have drowned you.
I mean, admittedly, I probably have been quite annoying because, I mean, these are stories for later on, but we used to share a bedroom
yeah.
for a long time.
And we used to tie them together as well, so we had a double bed.
We did.
We used to share a double bed.
We did used to share a double bed. So I can imagine, yeah, I probably deserved that, in fairness.
Yeah. And this last one, I was driving and my brother was moving from the back seat to the front seat, tapped on the brakes and he hit the windshield and cracked it with his head. We told my mum a rock had bounced up and hit the windshield.
Oh my God.
I mean,
that's just dangerous.
that is just dangerous.
Yeah.
But that actually segues very nicely onto a future episode where we have planned a future episode on some very funny driving stories that we have.
Yeah,
Don't
indeed.
we?
Yeah.
We've got some crackers.
Exactly.
And what I will just
Fiddling
say
travel
now
stories
is, which I realised, is that I'm driving in all of them.
Are you?
Yes.
Or were you rather?
Yes.
Oh.
I am driving in all of them. You're not driving in any of them.
Right.
So there's the theme.
Okay.
I'm shit at driving.
We can unpack that.
We can unpack
We
that.
can unpack
Yes,
that.
we can.
I mean,
We
it could
can.
be it could be navigator error. Or it could be
Yes.
driver error. So perhaps we can, as we work through those
Yeah.
stories, we can
Yeah.
unpack
What
who's the
Yes.
who's the dick.
Yes. 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 Yeah. So that's us. This is us. This is our podcast. We hope that you enjoyed listening to us. We hope that you'll listen again. Please do listen again. Please listen again.
Don't beg. People will want to listen.
Okay.
Or they won't,
Okay,
you know.
I'm not begging you. If
People
you don't
can
want to
make-
listen, don't
we're
listen.
Not
I
gonna,
don't
we're not going
care.
to sway anyone with, you know.
Yeah.
So we've got loads of great topics we want to talk to you about with a few special guests sprinkled in. We hope you've enjoyed, like Lindsay said, the first episode. And if you didn't, give us another try.
Please. I'm not going to
Do
beg
it.
you,
Do it.
but you know, I could drown you if I wanted to. Or smack you around the head with the yellow pages.
You can't get yellow pages anymore.
Can you not?
Well, you can, but they're like super skinny.
Oh, okay,
It's-
so-
yeah, it wouldn't really have the same
No,
effect.
but I
It's
could
not the
drown you
same.
if I wanted to.
Bye.
Bye.